All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're tackling something, well, something a little sharp. It's about the pride of being right and what happens when truth itself gets turned into a weapon.
So let me just ask you a question. And it sounds simple, right? Is it always a good thing to be right? I mean, our first instinct is to just shout yes, of course. But as we're about to see, the answer is a whole lot more complicated than that. Now, before we go any further, let's get one thing straight. We are all about truth. It's a good thing, a necessary thing, a noble pursuit. Truth is good. It's absolutely necessary. And ultimately, it's God's. That's our foundation, our starting point. So the problem we're talking about today, it isn't with truth itself. Nope. The problem is with us, with our motives when we decide to wield it. And this is where things take a pretty serious turn. Because you can take something as pure and as good as truth, but when it's held in a heart that's full of pride, it can get twisted. It becomes dangerous. It can actually become a weapon. This right here, this really gets to the heart of the whole issue. Just let that sink in for a second. You can be biblically right and spiritually wrong. Wow, that just stops you in your tracks, doesn't it? It proves that just being correct is not the most important thing, not even close. It's the heart behind our words that really matters. So what do we actually mean when we say weaponized truth? Well, it's when we use correct information, facts, scripture, you name it, not to help or heal someone, but for a prideful reason. To win the argument, to look like the smartest person in the room, or just to put someone in their place. And that's the key we have to unlock. This whole issue isn't about intellect. It's not about who knows more. It's a heart problem. It's all about that pride of being right. And you know what? This kind of pride has very clear symptoms. Just take a look at this list. Does any of this feel familiar? Quoting Bible verses like their ammunition in a fight. Using deep doctrine to make yourself feel superior. Shutting people down with sharp theology. Or correcting someone without a single shred of compassion. And, oh yeah, that smugness we see all over the internet. These are all huge red flags. And if you want the perfect example, look no further than this stark contrast. On one side, you've got the Pharisees. They knew the scriptures inside and out, but they used that knowledge like a club. And then you have Jesus. He didn't just know the truth. He is the truth. And what did he do with it? He used it to heal, to serve, to save. It's a world of difference, isn't it? The Apostle Paul just nails it right here. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. It's so simple, but so profound. Just having knowledge has a way of inflating our ego. It makes us proud. But love, that's what actually helps people, what builds them up. So here's a good get check for all of us. If the truth you're sharing is tearing people down, you have to question your real motive. So what's the big deal? What actually happens when we get this wrong? Let's talk about the real-world consequences. Because when we care more about being right than about being righteous, the damage can be devastating. And this is the tragedy of it all. You can absolutely walk away from an argument feeling like a champion because you won the debate. You had all your facts lined up. But that proud spirit, that need to be right, it rarely, if ever, wins a person's heart. You might win the battle, but you probably just lost the person. Is that really a victory? And this is a heavy question, one we really need to sit with for a minute. Just think about it. How many people out there have been wounded or pushed away from faith completely? Not by a lie, but by the truth. A truth that was delivered without any love, without any gentleness, all in the name of being right. So where do we go from here? What's the solution? Well, the answer is not to stop speaking truth. No way. The answer is to start speaking truth the way it was always meant to be spoken, clothed in humility. And the good news is, we actually have a playbook for this, a clear guide. Instead of quarreling, we're told to be kind to everyone. The goal is to teach, to patiently endure, even when it's hard. And if a correction is needed, you do it with gentleness. It's a completely different posture. I mean, just look at the difference in the goals here. Pride's goal is to be impressive, to be right, to win the argument. But humility's goal, it's to reflect Christ, to be righteous, to lead people home. They're aimed at two completely different targets. So here's the bottom line. The world is not suffering from a shortage of loud opinions. It doesn't need more Christians shouting about how right they are. What it is absolutely desperate for is a clearer demonstration of love. Because love is the vehicle that truth was always meant to travel in. And so we'll end with one last question, and this one is for me, for you, for all of us to take with us. When you speak, when you post online, when you correct someone, what's your real goal? Are you using truth as a signpost to point people toward the grace and love of Christ? Or are you using it as a pedestal to elevate yourself?